Why do I think that? Well, a long time ago, I wrote about the first Trump election. And I wrote about how worried I was about it. Not necessarily because of Trump himself, because I viewed and still view him as a kind of buffoonish, clownish figure, malignant, but also like he himself couldn't exist in isolation. It was the people and the ideologies that he had deliberately surrounded himself with and attracted that I was afraid of. I was specifically afraid of the far right-leaning groups that had congealed around him. Again, that was in 2016. 10 years on, Trump is in power again, but the people who have surrounded himself this time are not just that, they're even more extreme versions of that. And the way that I put it in that piece is that you can't cosplay fascism. It's not something you can pretend. At some point, fascism becomes what you actually do in the world. And my concern was that there were a lot of people who, whether it was, edgelords online, trying to be provocative and edgy and, countercultural, were becoming more and more deliberately offensive. Number one, it got them attention and engagement. And number two, it felt transgressive. It felt countercultural in a way that appeals to certain personality types. But what I argued in that piece was that you can only pretend for so long before you have to embrace some of those things genuinely. And I would argue in 2026, a lot of what has happened in American politics and media has been people who started cosplaying as something actually turning into the thing that they started out pretending to be. I think this is true of J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States. We have people like Elon Musk or, a lot of other tech CEOs who for a long time positioned themselves as these kind of libertarian, alternative culture kind of people and pushed it so hard that they've libertarianed their way straight into oligarchy. And, to connect this, I think we have some people who, for clout or attention or money, pretended to be ethnocentrists, white nationalists, and religiously extreme kind of personalities online so long that that's what they've ended up becoming. That is a route or a path to power and influence for so many people. And again, my argument was you can only pretend for so long. Either you have to commit or your reality breaks.